All right, welcome. Thank you for being patient with me. My husband's thinking, are you sure you still want to do this? Because this is the most stressful part of my day when I try to get this going, but I think I have it all figured out now. And I did hear my boss said he asked them to get me a new computer, so yay. Let's start by finding comfort. Today, for my bony ankles, I put a blanket under my ankles and I still have the cushion. So everything you can do to increase your comfort is good. Maybe rock back and forth where you're seated and connected to your blanket or the earth. Take a deep breath, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release. Soften your eyes, and if your eyes are open, then just focus and relax your eyes and focus on one point. Imagine the crown of your head reaching to the sky. Imagine inhaling through the top of your head. And as you exhale, slowly releasing and going all the way to the ground. Inhaling and exhaling. And let's begin by turning our head to one side. And we can keep our eyes closed. We still want to maintain our focus on our breath. Back through center. And to the other side. And back. So just back and forth on your own. Noticing how it feels. Maybe comparing the two sides. And trying not to judge, just being with it. Coming back to neutral. And now we'll let our chin come down, but try not to round your upper back. So keeping your heart lifted. Chin goes down towards your sternum. And now lifting up. And only as far as you're comfortable with. And just simply nod yes. Yes to another day. Come what may, we can handle it. Coming back to neutral. And now let's take our ear towards our shoulder, either side. Really focusing on that opposite shoulder down. Bring your awareness to the space between your neck and your shoulder. And up through neutral and out to the other side. I want to remind you that we don't want to have pain. So we're turning our head to the side and we want to avoid discomfort. So perhaps you need to go in a lesser degree. All right, and bring it back up. So we'll go for a twist here. starting with the base of your spine, inhaling up tall through the crown of the head, and now we rotate to either side. So feel how it feels in your lower back and in your pelvis, and up through your thoracic vertebrae and into your neck, shoulders down. Trying not to lean on this back hand. And now we'll look over the other shoulder and back. And release. Coming back to center, inhale tall. Exhale, rotating. Shoulders down, heart lifted. Deep, complete breath. And back through center. Let's make our way to all fours for our cat and cow. So finding your box, and now we'll inhale. So we're extending, and now going through neutral into flexion of the spine. So tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone. Remember, it doesn't matter how you look, it's how you feel. Going on your own with your breath. And then we'll find neutral. All right. Extending right leg. We're going into spinal balance. Right leg and left arm. Drawing the navel in. Shoulders down, away from the ears. Sometimes just holding this can be enough. All right, release the arm and the foot, and let's go to the other side, starting with the leg, and now the arm. Drawing the navel in, finding your balance. And finding your strong core. Trying not to let the shoulders creep up. And hand and leg down. Shift back into child's pose briefly, just to stretch the back before we go for another round. Deep, complete breath. Now we'll go back again. So right leg, left arm. So I don't know if you can see yourself, but it'd be nice for you to do that occasionally just to get feedback on your form, not to be self-critical. But here, sometimes we don't realize if we're dumping our belly. So you want to have either a neutral or almost a posterior pelvic tilt to support that back. And bring it in, and we'll switch other side. So that's one time, and then you could look at your shoulders, because when I get fatigued, my shoulders come up here and I drop my head. Deep, complete breath. Waking up the core and the shoulders. All right, hand down, leg down. And now walk your hands out so that you're in kneeling plank position. And we're going to lower down slowly, belly in. Opening up to our baby cobra. Exhaling down, belly in, pushing up, trying to keep the whole torso coming up, and then shift back into child's pose. So we're going to do this whole thing again a couple times. It'd be really nice if you could close your eyes and just listen to me So you can focus on slow, deliberate movement with your breath. So here we go. Inhaling into kneeling plank. Exhaling down slowly. Inhaling up into baby cobra. Exhaling down, belly in, pushing up. And exhaling back into child's. Inhaling into your plank. Exhaling down into your prone position. Inhaling into your baby cobra. Exhaling down. Inhaling into plank, belly in, supporting your low back. Exhaling. All right, we're going to hold it here, and perhaps now you want to take your knees apart a little bit. Maybe shift side to side. All right, picking your head up. Let's walk over to the right side. Walk your fingertips out over that right thigh and then descend down. And maybe the right hand will make a fist to support you. Try not to use the left because the left side is where we're stretching. Now you might want to press your left hip towards the left to enhance the stretch. It's up to you. Remember your breath. And pick your head up and walk through center over to the left. Don't just come here, but once we're here, walk your fingertips out. Find that extension. Now exhale down. And maybe your head rests on your right bicep, or maybe your left hand makes a fist. So now that you're here, feel your body and choose whether or not you want to press your right hip to the right in opposition to enhance the stretch. Either way, find your breath. And pick your head up. And we'll gently walk back to center. Shift up and just rotate onto our back. Okay, so we're going to slowly bring it down. Knees come in. And maybe rock gently side to side, if that feels good on your low back. All right, so we're going to let the feet find the floor. Knees are pointed to the sky. Hands are coming down, palms down by the hips. Now draw your shoulder blades together as we prepare for bridge. So we're going to start with posterior pelvic tilts. And I'm going to move my arm to the side just so you can see. Right now I can touch my fingers together. Some people can and some people can't. Doesn't matter. But now I'm going to take my navel and draw it towards my spine. And my spine goes towards the floor. And my tailbone comes up slightly, pushing my low back to the floor. And now release with an exhalation. Inhale, we're going to press down again. And release. And exhale. and release. Exhale and release. Good. Okay. So now we're going to press through the feet and the upper arms and gently bring the hips up. Once you lift your hips up, do not turn your head side to side, please. You decide how high to lift up. Think about trying to get your knees farther away from your head. Pressing through your big toe so that your knees don't splay out to the side. And we're going to slowly release it. And the knees are going to come in. Head comes up. Press back down. We're going to go through it again 2 more times. So ground down through your upper arms as if you were doing this. Shoulder blades towards one another. Press through your feet and lift up slow and controlled. If at any point your back says no or your neck says no, then just come down and do your pelvic tilts, please. Just a reminder not to turn your head side to side. Don't forget your breath. And now we will exhale and gently lower down. Knees come in, head comes up. So we're stretching the posterior fascial line this way. Head comes down, and we're going to go through it 1 more time. So just move with awareness. Make sure you're comfortable. Draw your shoulder blades together. We just have to respect the bridge because we have weight closer to our neck. So caution is always important. It's very good for your back, for your hips. Remember to breathe. So this helps strengthen your back, but if you have something where there's discomfort and this hurts right now, you shouldn't be doing it. All right, next exhalation. Slowly bring it down. And let's go ahead and bring the knees in. Hands around, pulling them in tight, and then head comes up. And remember, you can always hold underneath your knees on your hamstrings, and it accomplishes the same thing. Okay, lower down, and let's go into our dead bug. So we're going to raise up, do some ab work, and then we'll go into a nice twist. So we'll take one leg and the opposite arm down. So let's start with the right leg, left arm, and bring it up. All the while, lower back is pressed down. So it's kind of like a posterior pelvic tilt. You don't have to touch, you can, and you don't have to lift your head up, but you can. So it's up to you. Lower back is pressing down. You're breathing. You can go slower or maybe a little faster than me. But it's just moving with awareness and with your breath. All right, one more each side. And again, bring the knees in. All right, arms out in a T. And we'll gently take both knees over to one side. Doesn't matter how far you get. And if you had your block or your blanket right there, it could make you more comfortable, or you could slide the blanket in between the thighs. Props are there to help us find comfort. So I encourage you to use them. Just a little bit of the blanket under my outer thigh on the side I'm turning to really helps me relax into it. And then I can focus on my breath. And yet I'm really still getting a stretch. Once you're settled, you can turn your head to the other side. Remember your breath. Head back through center. And now we'll come back up. Take it to the other side, nice and slow. Once you're situated with your legs to the side, we'll gently turn our head the other way if we want. Remember your breath. All right, bringing the knees back up. And now, instead of our goal being to stretch, now we're going to put our both our hands out to the side in a tree form, and our palms are up, and we're going to let the knees drop. And as soon as they get there, we come back up and go to the other side. So now we're looking for mobility, but it's also going to take some core strength to bring our knees back up. So if this is challenging for you, then I want you to focus on your breath and using the strength of your core to bring you back up to center and to the other side. So if it's relatively easy, you do this a lot, then I would encourage you to bring your legs out just a couple degrees. I guess I'm going to 90 behind my knees. And that makes the load a little heavier because I'm moving my feet away from my center of gravity. You still want to have control. You still want to focus on your breath. So remember, you do you. All right, let's bring it in. And now put your feet wide so that the heel, if you have a mat, the heel is on the mat and the toes are off and the arms are still in a T. And now we just windshield wiper. So we take the knees all the way to the side, up and to the other side. And you go with your breath. I love this one. All right, let's just hold it down. So we're really focusing on that inside knee. So my knees are going to the left. So it's my right knee I'm pressing down. And if it's on top of the lower leg, on my left leg, spread your legs apart a little. Press that knee down. You might feel it in your hip flexor, your quadricep, maybe even in your psoas. So just pressing down. If you want to give it a little extra oomph, you can cross your left ankle over that right knee. Deep, complete breath. And we'll release. Come back through center. And now the knees drift to the other side. Emphasizing that inside knee. And maybe this time you want to take your arms out in cactus by bending them at the elbows and the fingers point above you. Not above you this way, but in the same direction that your head is. Now pressing that left knee or the inside knee down with the option of flexing the right ankle up and placing it above the left knee. That may be too much, so don't do it if you don't want to. Find your breath. I hope y'all can't hear my stomach growling. Each breath, notice your body, how it feels. Let's release that inside knee. Bring the knees back up and extend the legs. And we'll take our last few breaths together. And I want to thank you for being here this morning. And I apologize about yesterday's snafu. So happy Wednesday. Namaste.